Hello everyone and welcome to English with Zafar Zai. Ever feeling like how are you and I'm good getting a little boring? So today we are spicing things up. Today we are going to dive into the world of greeting and responses. I'll show you the alternative ways, the different ways that you can greet someone. Also, if someone is greeting you, you can respond to them differently and alternatively. So get ready to expand your conversational vocabulary. I'll show you different ways to say, how are you? Also, I'll show you different ways to respond to this question. All right, guys, you can say formally and informally the phrase or the question, how are you? First, I'm going to discuss the formal ones, okay? So the first one is the very common one. Everybody knows and everybody use it all the time is that of how are you? Okay, in fast speech we say how are you? How are you? The second way that you can ask someone how are you is that of a little bit like traditional and stiff. So that's actually how do you do? How do you do? Okay, instead of how are you can say how do you do? How do you do? How do you do in fast speech? The next way that you can say this in a warmer and professional way is that of it is pleasure to see you. How are you? Okay, so you gotta just add it is pleasure to see you before how are you. So this actually makes your speaking and your greeting much like warmer and professional one. The next way you can use and you can say this phrase that's slightly less formal than that the how are you is how's everything going? How's everything going? All right, guys, now we are done with the formal ways. Now I'm going to show you some informal ways that you can use and you can say the phrase, how are you? The first one of them is going to be, what's up? What's up? So in fast speech, we say, what's up? What's up? This means, how are you? You can actually make use of this in casual situations while you're talking to your friends, not to the elder ones, okay? Whenever you're speaking to the elder ones, your teachers, your parents, you got to use the formal ones, okay? But in a more casual situation, you can make use of the informal ones. So the first one is, what's up? The second informal way that you can say instead of the how are you is that of the what's happening? What's happening? Okay? What's happening? The last G is silent in American accent. So we say, what's happening? This means, how are you? The third informal way for the phrase, how are you is, how's it going? How's it going? How's it going? Great job. Try to repeat it after me, the same pace, the same accent, the same intonation and rhythm, okay? Because if you want to master the sounds, if you want to master the accent, like you want to transform your accent to the American one, you can actually mimic me because I'm having a purely American accent. So, this is how's it going? How's it going? This means how are you whenever you're speaking and inform a situation. The next informal way, of course, you can give it a try is that while you're talking to a friend, is that you can say, hey, how's life treating you? This means, how are you? Treating means, how is life with you? How it behaves with you. Similar meaning, having the similar meaning like, how are you? But just that's different because of the formal and informality, okay? Hey, how's life treating you? Great job, give it a try right from today while you're speaking to your friend. So you gotta say, hey, how's life treating you instead of how are you? The next informal way that you can say for how are you is that of the how are things with you? Okay? How are things with you? In fast speech, we're going to say How are things with you? How are things with you? So give it a try. I'm sure you can use them, and if you use them, you'll look natural, fluent, like a native English speaker. Now it's time for how to respond to the question, how are you? Of course, there can be two types of responses: the positive response if you feel well, and the negative response if you don't feel well. First, I'm going to share with you the positive responses to the given question. You gotta keep watching the video up to the very end so that you may not miss any one of them. So, the first one is a very casual one you may be also using all the time, is that of I am good. I am good. That's a great one. The second way you can say instead of I am good is that of I am fine. I am fine. In fast speech, we're going to say I'm fine. I'm fine. Great job. Try to just repeat it after me more and more times so that you can master it along with its correct pronunciation. The next way you can respond to this question is that of I am great. I'm great. I'm great. Okay, I hope you're also great. The next way you can respond to this question is that of if you're feeling really well, then you can say, I am fantastic. I'm fantastic, right? Now, if you feel really well, like 100%, you can type down in the comment section below saying, I am fantastic. Great job, do it right now. The next way that may be no for you to respond to the question, how are you, is that of, I am doing wonderfully. I'm doing wonderfully. The next way you can respond to this question, how are you, is that of living my best life. Living my best life. In fast speech, you're gonna say, living my best life. So great job. You can use them, but don't ever use like I am good or fine, but instead, these ways are also a great source for you that you can make use of them to look natural and professional like a native English speaker. All right, guys, now it's time for to move into the next part. That's if you're not feeling well, how you could respond alternatively to the question, how are you? Right. The first way is really a simple one that you all may know about it, is that of I am not fine. Many of you may be using this while you're not feeling well. Someone asks you, how are you? You'd say probably I'm not well, or I'm not fine, or I'm not good. But don't ever do this, because there are other ways as well that you can share your response to the question, how are you? The next way you can use and say for the phrase I'm not fine is that of I am under the weather. I'm under the weather. It doesn't mean that you are under the cloud or under the weather, because there's nothing. Okay, this is just like an idiom that it means if you're not feeling well, if you're feeling sick, if you're feeling depressed, not really well, things not going well around you, then you can say I'm under the weather. The next way you can respond to the question, how are you, if you're not feeling well, is that of not so great. Not so great. The next way, maybe no for many of you, is that of I have a rough day. Whenever someone having a rough day, this means the day is not really going well. There is something like problems in his or her life. That's why he or she is not really well. So that's why you can say, I have a rough day. Or you can say, my day is rough. So this means I'm not doing well, or I'm not fine. So you promise that you will not ever use how are you, I am fine, I am not fine, but instead these ways which I shared with you in this video, these are the keys that if you use them, I'm sure you'll look natural, professional, like a native English speaker. Thank you for watching this video up to the very end, and I hope you learned a lot of things from this video that may contribute into the vocabulary of your English conversation. I'm sure it does. So give these phrases, these sentences, and these idioms a try, which I shared with you in this video, the alternative forms of the phrases how are you, I'm good, I'm not good. So don't ever make use of them, but rather make use of these ones which I shared with you in this video. I'm sure you can look natural, professional, like a native English speaker if you use them. Also, if you know any other way to ask someone how they are or to respond to the question, how are you? Please let me know in the comment section below. I'll be happy to look at them, and this will motivate me to create more and more videos for you so that it can be a helpful place for you to improve your English language skills. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in my next video. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you there.